Welcome, Visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. I'm not going to announce what the topic of today's video is because it occurred to me that in my capacity as a INFJ Oracle, it's probably not a great idea to announce what is going to be said before it is said. So that's a NI insight, and I predominantly want this broadcast to be prompted by NI. I want what is being said to come to you directly from that place, as opposed to trying to manipulate things. But there are several things I do want to talk about. One is meaning. I think all humans search for meaning. The thing is, what means something to one person could be entirely different to someone else. A lot of what's behind all of the organized religions is giving people a sense of meaning that don't necessarily have a lot of philosophical equipment to discern the nature of reality, whether it's discernible or not. That's beside the point. You hopefully understand what I'm saying. They need some solutions. They need some place to put their sense of needing meaning, and those religions function very well for that and are awesome. I have been involved with a few in my time. These days, I prefer to just roll my own, and that works best for me because, as I was saying in the last broadcast, it's way too easy for me to question and just pretty much tear apart any idea that comes my way. And you can rest assured that the ideas that I communicate to you in this broadcast have withstood that onslaught. So they at least are insights that I know are valuable to me and possibly useful to others. So getting back to meaning. Now, I think meaning is even more important to your standard. Is there a standard INFJ? To the INFJ, I think meaning is perhaps even more important and critical than it is for other types. I don't know for sure because I'm not another type. I'm an INFJ, but let's just go on that assumption for the sake of this broadcast. And so, what do you do in the face of that? Well, um, I've always believed. Well, I didn't when I was little. I didn't believe. When I was little, I was questioning things and trying to get the measure of reality. But as I entered young adulthood and beyond, it became very clear to me that meaning is just about anything can mean something to you, and just about anything that's meaningful to others can mean nothing to you. And this doesn't even mean you need to be a narcissist or unfeeling or any of that. It's just if people are putting meaning into something that doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't matter. And so this makes it quite clear that the meaning that reality has for us is discovered by us. We need to find meaning, and I'm not saying that I don't think there is true meaning. I think we discover that with ideas like loving your fellow human beings, loving animals, and being kind, respecting nature, and loving nature too. So that has meaning. If you're a parent, then you know that having children is intrinsically meaningful. You can't really escape it unless you are, say, a narcissist or just a very broken person. If you're not, if you have kids, it's going to mean something to you, and that relationship will perhaps be the most meaningful relationship in your life. Another thing that seems to have a fair amount of intrinsic meaning is friendship. You know, the thing is, friendship it can come, it can go, and I can tell you from my vantage point as an older INFJ, I've seen a lot of that coming and going. And another thing that I've indicated in previous broadcasts is that it's not difficult for us to make friends. It's just difficult for us to find friends that actually want to be friends with what we really are. Which would be, see, this is why I don't want to necessarily call out my topic at the beginning of the broadcast, but there will be a topic arrived at by the end, and so that'll be in the subject line. And I have been messing with the subject lines. I think that's just I'm not going to change my content or what comes out of the NI abyss to be communicated to my fellow INFJs. I will never compromise on that, and I won't manipulate that for views or anything. But I do want to make sure that this message, for whatever it's worth, gets to the people that might want to hear it. And the best way to do that is with the lovely imagery that I am bringing to you, which is not my art, I think, obviously, but my art is quite different. But I have no compunction with using these tools for this broadcast because there's an interface that goes on there. There's a communication of imagery, archetypes, and symbolism that is meaningful and moving. And if it's presented to you in a way that's aesthetically pleasing, it's going to be valuable in conjunction with the message that's coming through your host, the INFJ Visionary. Now, I almost went with INFJ Oracle. I could even change the name of the channel to that, but I'm not coming from a place like I know more than anybody else. Certainly, that isn't the case. All I know is what I know from my lived experience, and this is the sort of content that I am hungry for as an INFJ, and I'm trying to make sure that I put it out consistently, and that it gets to people that are just looking for fellow human beings that are INFJs that want to talk about their experience, and appreciate the comments when I get them. I appreciate just knowing that people might want to subscribe and hear another one of these. So let's get back into meaning. So what do you do in the face of the fact, and it really is a fact, that nothing essentially has intrinsic meaning outside of, say, family? Or perhaps having an avocation. Well, that gets into the next bit. So having an avocation, something that you do, will give your life meaning, and you need to have meaning in your life. This big secret is it doesn't necessarily matter what that thing is. You need to pick something that resonates with you. I think art is great. Now, art is really great, especially if you just want to express yourself and learn to be more masterful in the process of doing that. I think that's great. Art is bad if you are thinking you need to make a lot of money doing something. So, but you can find a vocation that might make you some money. I think possibly good jobs for INFJs. The thing is, like, oh, most of these are going to put you in the FE territory, and the problem with hanging out too much in FE land is that you really risk being inauthentic, since what you are is intrinsically an INFJ, but that thing is quite adaptable. It's different things to different people. And you really learn that because of your natural adaptability. But let's just say that's okay. You've got a handle on that. Yeah, you could go into marketing. I think that's speaking as an INFJ artist that has tried to market their own stuff. I've done a terrible job on my own projects, but I have helped a lot of other people with great marketing ideas. So I think that's a natural for us. Some people even believe we could go into sales. Now, again, sales is going to put you in that FE territory, but these are things that might bring you some money. Um, as far as like being an investor and things like that, I don't know. Basically, what I would say is don't make money a priority. I was just listening to an excellent video by this person earlier today. Now, they were talking about guitars. And they were talking about retail, and they were talking about the whole situation in the modern world is this race to the bottom of putting a dollar sign on everything. And I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and what I think is important is if you are able to get yourself in a position where you're not sleeping outside in the rain and you have enough to eat, and you probably want some internet as well, then you're good. You are okay. Everything else is gravy, and your time is better spent trying to understand yourself, reality, help other people where you can, and investing in things that bring your life meaning. So that's it for this broadcast. Hopefully you got something from it, and if you didn't, well, I doubt you got this far. So until I come back, hopefully in a day or so, Take good care, INFJ.